So, hello everybody, and welcome to the first of my new bi-monthly series, Psychic in the Cities Metaphysical Hour. So, for those that don't know me, hi, hello, how's things going? My name is Shan McGill, otherwise known as Psychic in the City, and this is my brand new series where twice a month I will be bringing you various topics and discussions and all lovely things metaphysical. And today, for the first ever metaphysical hour, I thought it would be absolutely appropriate to have none other than my two special guests, Team Faulkner. We have Mrs. F herself, Rhiannon Faulkner, the creator of the Faulkner Tarot, and also my buddy tarot trainer, Julia Starr. So today we will be chatting all things tarot, and I have a few questions that have been submitted through my Patreons. And I'm going to sneakily announce this to Rhiannon and Julia that they're going to have to answer some questions. So let me just stop my little screen share here. And then there we go. We can all have a lovely little chat and a lovely little hello and see how things are going. Now, I'm still waiting for Julia and Mrs. F to join me. So this would probably be the perfect opportunity to just chat about me, because why not? So like I was saying, I am Psychic in the City. That's a name that stuck with me a few years ago. I am an international TV psychic medium, and I am the approved Faulkner Tarot trainer for Ireland. Obviously, I teach people all over the world because, it's the day and age that we live in, where Zoom is absolutely fantastic. So I teach, I do one-to-one readings, and I do demonstrations of mediumship. For anyone that wants to contact me, all of my information will be in the description down below, and I will also link Rhiannon and Julia's website and social medias below as well. So this is a newbie series that I've been thinking of to sort of give more educational topics to people out there, because one of my favorite things to do is to teach, and not teach just the tarot, but teach many, many things metaphysically. And I used to do those on Facebook with my Facebook Lives, and it's hard for people to keep track of them. So I decided, why not bring it to YouTube? I have the channel that I don't really spend a lot of time on, so now I'm absolutely going to start doing that. And there's going to be various different guests that are going to be on. At the minute, it's going to be run bi-monthly, so there should be 2 episodes a week. And then beyond that, there'll be guests, there'll be topics, there'll be discussions. There'll also be opportunities to phone in and get readings live, or have your questions submitted if you're one of my Patreon. All the details will be down below. So we are just going to wait just another wee moment here, just while I go and I grab Mrs. F and Julia and bring them on for our little tarot discussion, where you will be getting the insider scoop on the return of the black and white tarot, and not only the return on the black and white tarot, but the first bit of information on the new improved 12-week intensive certified training. Yes, that is a mouthful. Yes, it is happening. And yes, we all absolutely love it. So I'll be right back with you in just a moment. So that is my lovely two guests that I have here. I have none other than Mrs. F herself, the First Lady of Tarot, Rhiannon Faulkner, and my fellow mentor, teacher, whatever we go by whatever dynamic it is, Julia Starr. Sometimes we're teachers,
Hi, everyone.
sometimes we're trainers, sometimes we're just two head cases. So this is Team Faulkner, ladies and gentlemen, and I am so excited to bring them on for my first ever metaphysical hour. I would say clear your schedule for about 3 hours, because we could be here for quite a while. Once we start talking, we don't stop. So I will start quizzing everybody then. How does that sound? So Mrs. F, Rhiannon,
Hello.
don't mention the Hilton, but would you like to tell us how you came across creating your deck for maybe those that don't know?
I won't mention the Hilton, and I won't try and mimic your accent, because I adore your accent and I'm finding it really difficult not to try and do it myself. So, how did we come about the tarot deck? Well,
Yes.
I channeled it. I was taunted by spirit to create their deck, and absolutely honoured to have been chosen to do it for them. But there is quite a story. I won't bore you because I can talk for hours about this. It's changed my life. But the black and white Faulkner Tarot deck literally came because the voices in my head kept saying, create our tarot deck. And they followed me around, and my life then was so busy, married, thousands of children. I told you a million times not to exaggerate, but there were loads of children. There was a baby. Oh God, it was crazy times. And I didn't have the time to do the deck. I think it's so ridiculous. I wouldn't know where to go to create a tarot deck. And because I was ignoring the voices, they flashed up 6-foot life-size pictures of people, and it was photographs, black and white photographs. But the difference was, then I was working and teaching with the Rider-Waite daily. I was running shops in Devon, and my whole life was tarot. But here I was looking at these images, photographs of everyday life. And, you know, like where we know in the deck, cups is regarding relationships and love and emotions. And so it would be images of love. And wands is work. So then it would be pictures of people at work, and ones that we could all instantly recognize. Oh yeah, that's the 5 of Wands. Oh yeah, that's the 10 of Cups. And so intrigue got the better of me. I was like, hang on a minute, slow down. And then I just had to find a way to be able to create those exact images they showed me. And so I asked my bestest friend Natalie, who I've known since I was 7 years old. I said, you're good with a camera. Can you take this picture if I write down exactly what needs to be in it? And obviously working with spirit, they're absolutely amazing. I don't know how she did it. She sent me the first CD. She said, is this what you mean? And it was with images. I was blown away. Jesus, that's exactly what I saw. Absolutely amazing. So it took some time, like getting the 78 different pictures. And they told me to call it the Faulkner Tarot. Of course, I'm Mrs. Faulkner. And they also told me to use my husband and my children as the people cards, as we know them, like the court cards, you know. But it was really bringing it to the modern day, recognizable for anyone who looks at it, real people, you know. You've got pictures of my kids in there who are like, one's up a tree, the page of wands, Steph, and she really was a page of wands, and she really did climb up the tree like a tomboy. And it was fantastic watching this come together. And then I had to write the workbook to go with it, to explain how to use this deck and how to read it. And obviously the reason why we're very different is that we have the gypsy meanings, which make a reading bang on, don't they, guys?
Absolutely.
So, you know, they come out of nowhere, and then it's like, yep, that's the detail that the person needed to hear in a reading. So I had to write this, but I didn't write it. I had to write what I was hearing. So again, these voices were telling me, put this, this is the keyword. And then they stopped. And then they just disappeared and stopped talking to me. And I'm like, what the hell? And my husband, Dave, he said, what are you going to do now? You haven't got the money to be able to get it published. So I said, I don't know what I'm going to do now. And it went in the kitchen drawer. You know that man drawer that you have in every kitchen?
Oh, yes.
The batteries, you know, the skipping ropes, and, you know, in our case, all the stuff that I typed off. And it was just there. And then we moved house, and still nothing is being told to me. I didn't know how I was going to move forward with this, or what spirit wanted me to do with it. And then my life took a turn. And my husband was diagnosed with pancreas cancer. Literally, he was fitter than me. I mean, he was, you can see him as 3 of the kings in the deck, and he absolutely loved being a part of it. He was a true scout, down to earth, nice beer, you know, a silk cut, smoke, and he was a real, like, everybody's friend. And he loved being in this deck, posing for the pictures. But he was diagnosed with pancreas cancer, and then the next 6 months are just life-changing. And It was Dave who told me in the October, when we knew there was nothing that we could do. He said, I want to see that tarot deck. And so I was like, I have to do this for my man. And I begged, I borrowed, I did whatever I could to get this deck into print. And I managed to do it for my birthday, which is November the 25th. And I put the first deck in Dave's hand. I still remember sitting in we had a little utility room, and we sat there and I just placed it in his hand. You know, the silent tears. That's just imprinted in my brain. Is like, he said, I think you've immortalized me. And I said to him, I will never let anyone forget about you. And what's happened is now people worldwide know about Dave Faulkner, which is just fantastic. Yeah. And, you know, it's been a real journey, and it's been a bittersweet journey for me. Don't get me wrong, because I've had to be doing readings, looking at my Dave, looking at him healthy, fighting fit. You know, it was all about his memory. And so that was 11 years now. So 11 years of one heck of a grief journey for me and my children, you know, having to be really proud of this deck. And then on the other hand, being really angry with Spirit, because why didn't you tell me that we were, you know, keeping this as like a memory, creating a memory? But actually, Spirit have done something fabulous. They've helped so many people all over the world be able to see, oh well, I can learn tarot, I can help myself, you know. And for me, this is a wonderful memory of Dave. Here he is, happy, healthy, the kids, my family as they're growing. It's just fantastic. So there's my bit. See, I could talk for hours, I told you.
I know you can. And I know that it is one hell of a journey that came about with the deck being created. And I know that the information is probably on your YouTube channel as well. You know, if people want more detail, want more about the story, I'm sure that they can reach out, and as they have been doing over the years, you know, reach out, and we will leave all your contact information below. I'm going to put your personal mobile number in the description of the video. I'm only joking.
Let me change it quick.
And I know very much sort of like Julia is very much like myself, where it's like we just sort of clicked with the Faulkner Tarot, you know, from the first time that we seen them. And I do think you've been teaching the Faulkner Tarot longer than myself, Julia. Was that 2011?
Yeah, I started in 2011, and my journey, I mean, I've always read tarot, but my journey started when I came across this lady on Facebook showing these images of obviously the black and white Faulkner deck, and they absolutely clicked. So I'm straight onto Amazon, I ordered the workbook, I ordered the cards, then it led to the autobiographies. I was obsessed. That's probably the only way to do it. And then I noticed, and this is what really kicked it for me, kick-started it. Rhiannon, you might remember you did a one-day workshop down in Andover. And at the time, I was thinking, I've got to do this. The price was amazing. I don't drive motorways. I don't go to places that I do not know. But something made me go to Andover that day. And I can honestly say that was the best thing I've ever done for myself. Aww. So signed up, did the 12-week course. And because I have this, I suppose, teaching ability from previous professions, I knew I wanted to teach this deck. And I think I knew that from day one.
Yeah.
I worked for a whole year on some psychic phone lines, and then I became a teacher, which I have to say was the proudest day of my life.
Oh, bless you.
Absolutely. Like you're very much like me, Julia, and you name the course, we have went and done it. You name it, we've went and done it all. And this, I'm ashamed of myself and how dirty this is, but here's mine.
Yay!
Yay!
Look how dirty that is. That is the only certificate I have ever kept.
Oh,
From
bless you.
2014. It's
Bless
Rhiannon,
you.
you need to send me a new one. This is stinking.
I must admit, mine is up in my hallway. It has pride of place for when all the clients come in, and I just love it.
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant.
Absolutely.
I think you were both picked by spirit.
Yeah.
So I think everything we do, because I love the way that we all are doing the same thing, but we all work in such a unique way. So we've been picked, you know, we've been put on this journey to pass the message for spirit. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like I agree 100%. Like we're three absolute very, very different people, 100%, you know, and we all work in such different ways. But somehow it's like the wee Team Faulkner just seems to work, you know, and that's it. I've been part of Team Faulkner from 2014. Like I can't remember who it was that I seen that had the black and white deck, and I was like, oh, I want those. Now, I've been reading the tarot from I was a teenager. Like, you know, I've been reading the tarot from I was 13. And something about the black and white deck, I can't read another deck now. I just can't read another tarot deck. So I started stalking Rhiannon on Facebook. I was like, what's this? What are you doing? What else are you doing? Tell me everything. Tell me it all. Send me more cards. Hurry up. And then you came over for a weekend workshop in Belfast. Yeah. And which is where I'm based, for those that don't know. And I wasn't gonna go because I just wasn't gonna go. And you were like, no, you need to come to the workshop, and that's just the way it is. And I was not Team Faulkner at this stage. I was like, really, I don't want to go. Like, it's gonna just be problematic. It's me. We've all met me. I'm loud, you know. And we're sitting in the workshop, and Rhiannon announces, and the new Faulkner Tarot trainer for Ireland is Sham, in a room full of people that don't like me.
Love it.
I was like, well, I'm glad I went to that workshop now, and I haven't looked back. You know, it's one of my funnest things that I love to teach. It's a consistency with me, and obviously I teach developing mediums. I run circles. But the tarot, it's always a consistent thing with me. And for the very longest time, I think Rhiannon has just been annoying me by not bringing the black and white deck back into print. So I have had to use the decks that are no longer shuffling because they're that sticky. And I'm just like... So we have lovely, exciting news for all you people that are watching, that the black and white deck is coming back into print.
It is done.
Amazing.
And when is it coming out into print?
On the 1st of September.
Oh, that's not that far away.
No, it's not long at all. I am absolutely elated. I'm so excited. So we can pre-order it, and that would it's on my website, which is have you put that in your link, but you can pre-order it, or some people who've got it but they just want the workbook, you can just buy the workbook on its own if you want to. But yeah, it's there, it's ready to go. But also I've got links on there for both your courses, so people can choose which one. So the difference with like the Faulkner Tarot is that we give the gypsy meanings on the course, and the gypsy meanings are, well, it's just a game changer. So, and because they're modern photographs in each card, the way I think all three of us, you know, can encourage anyone to be able to pick up a deck and learn to read the tarot, which by the way is you know, a form of self-help, isn't it? That's the wonderful thing, is so tarot is no longer this scary, you know, in the Rider-Waite, the 10 of Swords, bang bang bang, with the blood spewing out everywhere, used to be bloody terrifying, you know. So and or if the devil card comes out, you know, don't know about you, but like years and years ago when I used to have readings as a young child, used to like, oh God, that's it, the devil, he's coming to get me, and you know, I'm a bad person, and you instantly shut off to the guidance that's being given to you in the reading. So I love that, the fact that these pictures like speak for themselves. So whilst learning all the gypsy meanings from you guys on the course, Also, you're being taught how to intuitively read the cards, and your guides are working with you, and boom, out comes something that you're like, flipping heck, I've been reading for years and I've never even noticed that in the picture. And it's great. So it's really good to be able to like learn how to read intuitively. That's what I think. That's what you two do beautifully for anyone, so I think it's suitable for, say, anyone of any age, adult age, obviously, to be able to read as a form of self-help, really.
Absolutely. I again, it's like, I like the both of you, we've so much knowledge on the tarot in our head, and that's the thing. Like I've taught people that have no knowledge, no experience, to people that are working mediums that have came and took the 12-week intensive training with myself, and it's to the point of they maybe read intuitively, but they don't read the tarot. And that's one thing that I always find. It's like people will look at a card, like an angel card, for example, and it can mean something different to every single person that comes and sits in front of you. But what people don't understand is the tarot have meanings. And that's what makes the tarot the skill set that it is. Now, the meanings aren't hard and fast, and this is it. The meanings are, I find, flexible, that you can sway and bend just a little bit to then fit what it is that you're feeling intuitively. But, an example that I always say to somebody is, the Fool card always means a new beginning. Absolutely. It always means a new beginning. It's whatever you feel intuitively after that tells you that it's that new beginning. Now, the Fool card is not going to turn around and give you the same meaning as the Devil card, because they're different and they have different meanings. So the Fool card is always going to represent that new start, that new cycle. It's not going to talk about a holiday, because that's not what it means. Now, if it does, but it's bendable, it's flexible, it's open to what lies next to it and to what your guides tell you. And that's what we teach. We teach, here is your meanings. Forget about them all when it comes to week 12 and just tell me what you see. And my students hate that. They hate that. Because throughout the 12 weeks, I'm going, that's not in your book. No, that's not in your book. And then week 12 comes along and I'm like, see the past 11 weeks? Forget everything I said there and give me a good read.
But also, what I love is that another reason we're different is because the court cards, as officially known, we know as the people cards, because we're bringing the people into your life. So when you come for a reading and you want to, predict, oh yeah, you're going to meet somebody, let's say it's a man, and with the normal deck, that's
I've just pulled Layla out.
Oh, lovely. So with with like the traditional tarot, you bring out a card and so there's the king and he's on a throne and he's in the middle of the ocean. So how does that relate to your life that I'm reading for, saying there's a man, you're going to meet him on Tinder, whatever, in he comes and he looks like this and he's this star sign. So what I love about the people cards that we've got here are, we get to know them as people. And how do we do that? By the star signs. So there's a massive fun section, isn't there, on the course of like getting to know, and then being really brutal. So now we've all got good points and we've all got bad points, and now we've got to be honest about our good and bad points. Well, some students want to get up and walk out until they've actually been able to laugh at themselves and go, yeah, actually that's true. Why is this important to know us inside out? Is to be able to predict accurately or describe accurately somebody in their life, and that gives them assurance that we're not just making it up. We know what we're talking about, and then they can trust us for the guidance that we give for future things that are coming up, say like people coming into their life. So I love doing the people cards, and it also helps with relationships in all different areas of your life, understanding your kids. Guys, I've got far too many kids around me. I've got grandchildren around me, and I'm going, oh yeah, well, she's 1.5, but you can tell she's a bloody air sign. There's a page of swords. Good luck with that.
You leave the swords alone. We are fantastic, okay? We're the best people, the cards that are in the deck.
Yeah, but you forget me and Julia, you see, we're fire signs, so we know it all.
We're the Queen of
always
Wands.
right.
Do you remember, Rhiannon, when we did the workshop on the people cards? And
So
it was just
funny.
absolutely amazing, because there were people there that were very much Rider-Waite based.
Yes.
But we kind of just opened up this door and we just got real.
Yes. Yeah.
It was amazing.
Brilliant. It is, because all star signs have got, particular strengths. Oh, I apologise. I'm sorry about that. My mummy's trying to call me.
Oh.
So we've all got different strengths, and those should be encouraged. And we're all here for different reasons to learn things in this life. And I think it's wonderful. And I think the perfect person would be a little bit of every single star sign, all in one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like me.
No,
Now, see, whenever it comes to the whole star sign side of things, people just think because I'm, I am psychic in the city, people just assume that I'm going to know every single thing about them. And it was with the Faulkner Tarot that it really helped me wrap my head around that. Because I'll be sitting on certain apps and all, and late at night, and we'll not talk more about that, and be like, what star sign are you? And I'll be like, oh wait, he's a King of Swords. Oh, I'm not dealing with that. No, maybe I'll text you back in another day or so. But that's really helped my understanding of those people around me. And I know that Julia, you're quite into your astrology whenever you're teaching and reading. Wouldn't that be a thing that with yourself you're much more encompassing that way than I am?
I think it's definitely helped, as I say, working with the people cards, knowing the astrology, and obviously, we're not all the sun sign. We have our moon sign, our rising sign, and it goes on and on and on. So I do try to bring a little bit of that into the teachings, just at sort of basic level, because you might get a client, you might get a student that says, okay, so I'm a Gemini, I'm a Queen of Swords, but actually they're more like a Queen of Pentacles because their rising sign is maybe good old Virgo or Taurus or Capricorn. So it just kind of breaks it down. And I also love to add in the numerology as well, because numerology is quite uniformed. So you can relate the ones, the twos, the threes, all the way through the major and the minor arcana into what the basic numerology meanings are. And the synchronicity is amazing. It really is. And again, it just gives you, when I'm teaching, it gives the students another layer to work with, because tarot is ongoing. I know I've still got more to learn, like we all have, but just bringing in, a little bit of that, or, with the color deck, bringing in the chakra colors, the crystals, it just keeps evolving. It doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's so much information to get from the cards. And the interesting thing is, you can do 10 readings in a day. You can reshuffle and give them to your client to shuffle another 10 times. That same card will come out. It will not be the same thing that you're led to say. I find it fascinating because the different meanings for each card, but more importantly, we all teach to be able to read the cards together. So, learning how to work all the different cards together to tell like a story. So, but I think the most important thing for people to remember about tarot, instead of being overwhelmed, thinking I'd love to do it, but I'm not intuitive, I'm not psychic yet, and all this, is actually, this is a tool to be able to use. If you don't yet hear or see your guides, then it is your guide stood behind you, pulling the right card, putting the card down to get you to say the right thing to your customer, or the person you're doing the reading for. And when you just let it flow and you've learned the meanings, you've learned how to work them together, you've learned the gypsy meanings, which are just incredible, and like say changes the direction of everything, you know, and putting everything down without you even realizing it, you are becoming more intuitive. I mean, people who've been doing professional readings over 30 years have emailed me from all over the world and said, I'm blown away. This deck is so, especially again with the people cards, it's like now I understand them. I've been a professional psychic, professionally reading with cards for years, but I never quite understood what the court cards meant when they came in a certain place, and now I do. So it's easy for beginners to be able to pick up and learn that, okay, take the pressure off of yourself. This is a fantastic way to start connecting with your guides, being able to work with them without sweating over, I can't see them, I can't hear them yet, you know. Allow your natural ability to be a channel for spirit to develop at the right pace. And so the cards are a fantastic way to start. But then very quickly, you'll be putting the cards out, and like Julia said, oh my God, now I'm seeing the chakra colors. Now the numerology is coming in. Everything, there's so much potential in that tool, you know, it's just wonderful. So.
It really, really is. And it's like, it's one of those things that you were saying, like you've had people that have been reading the tarot for 30 years. And I know, Rhiannon, you've been reading the tarot for 65 years, isn't that right? But you know, it's one of those things.
We're the same age. You can't say stuff like that.
It's right back to the tarot cards have meanings. You know, they have a meaning. You know, the fool is always going to be the fool. The fool is always going to have the fool's meaning. It's always going to be that new beginning, that new journey, that new cycle. It's not going to be a holiday for me, and you know, it's going to be that newness that comes with it. Then we can expand upon it by the different meanings that we have, the gypsy meanings, the different cards that fall around it. And what I love about teaching the course, the deck, the workbook, is it's not pages and pages and pages and pages of information. It's keywords.
Yes.
This is it here. This is what the card means. And like what I do with my students is I'm like, there's your keywords. I'll hold up the card and be like, can you see that? Can you see that keyword? Can you see that meaning? Can you see this? Now, what else do you see? You know, hold up the cards and allow it to really vibe with them, because then they're starting to subconsciously allow it to stay in their mind. They're keeping the meanings. They're not just, you know, looking at all these different cards. One of the ones that always gets people is the Lovers. You hold up the Lover. What is the Lovers? Marriage, a brilliant relationship, happiness. And I'm like, what if I told you it meant a hot passionate affair? And they're like, get away. And it's, you think you're tarot readers? You're not me. You know? And that's what it's all about. It's about shattering those misconceptions with the tarot. Like, how many times in movies and TV shows had you seen, you know, the cards pulled over, the schoolgirl goes to this gypsy fortune teller, and you know, it's the death card and the devil card, and then she's murdered 5 minutes later, and then your clients like shit themselves whenever, you know, there's the death card. Oh my God, who's dying? And I'm like, you, if you don't shut up, you know.
Another thing that I like to do is learning the tarot is actually a really personal journey. Because to be able to be a passionate, good reader, you've got to be able to look at that card when you're learning it yourself and relate it to a time in your life, especially the major arcana. So you've got to feel that card. So when you read for somebody who is going through or going to go through or been through a horrendous time in their life, and you can honestly say, I don't know what you're experiencing, what you're feeling like, but this card to me reminds me of. And now with that feeling, that emotion that I have from this card, I can sympathize. I have true compassion. So it is being able to relate a time in your life to each card. And the funniest thing is, every single person I have taught disagreed with me about the moon card. I said, bloody hate that. Don't like the moon. hate it. And everyone goes, oh, I love the moon. I love it. Nah,
Nope.
don't care. You're
Nope.
not wrong. You can love the moon. But for me personally, that says, whoa, be careful. You can't see everything clearly.
Yep.
And I kid you not, everybody goes, I love the moon. I go, that's fine. But one day in one reading somewhere, you will look at that card and go, I don't like it today. And you'll remember me saying that. And that's okay. And so their guidance from their guides passing on for their person they're reading for is correct. But for me, that card is my warning. And that's correct for me when I read with my guides.
Yep.
So I love it that you can't be wrong, because it's a very personal journey whilst learning the tarot, you know?
Absolutely. And just like Julia says, it's like, she says she's still learning it herself, and I'm exactly the same. Like,
me
anytime
too.
I'm like, this is my tarot journey. Like, I've been on it for almost 20 years. I know you can't tell because I'm full of Botox, but you know, I've been like, I got my first deck of tarot when I was 13. You know, and they've been a consistent in my life up until now. I'm 33 this year. You know, and it's like the notebooks I have, and like we were joking about this in our group chat, like the notebooks that I have. You know, the information that I write down based on, you know, seeing certain card combinations falling out and seeing that, okay, well, they're now moving away from traditional meanings, like, because we're in a very different world that we're in when the tarot was created. You know, there's things that go on now that, you know, they're not book meanings for the tarot, but I see time and time and time again, like social media bullying, identity theft. You know, these are things that I now see with certain card combinations. Maybe me and Rhiannon should publish a book on this, you know. And I know that's something that I share with my students. And like, you know, this wee combination means this to me, and that's where, you know, my training, my teaching, yes, it's Faulkner, but you know, it's also more, because
we're all individual.
Yeah, absolutely. And like Julia was saying, she gives people basic numerology. I might have to do the 12 weeks for you, Julia.
I might have to do it with both of you.
Bless you. The thing is, my guides also give me songs. So there will always be a certain song associated with the tarot card. And actually, a couple of years ago in my teaching group, I tend to do quite a few challenges to almost keep them working. And we decided to do the top song list for all of the tarot cards. We sort of took it bit by bit. And it was just incredible for these girls in the group just to sort of like, actually, that song resonates with that card. And, you know, we've got a huge list. And it was just a fun activity, but it just brought it to life, because they're now associating, when they do readings for friends, family, clients, that they will hear a song in their own minds.
Brilliant.
Awesome.
And it's bang on every time.
Yeah, you know, so
I'm still seeing new things. That's the thing, is the pictures change. But every time you do a reading, and as I say, the same card can come out, but in a different context for the next reading. And I will look at it and go, I've never noticed that before, and I created the sodding deck. That's amazing. And it makes you say the right thing. So like, it's a prompt from spirit to be able to give the correct guidance. I think it's incredible.
I think a great example you gave us, Rhiannon, quite a few years ago, was the Three of Swords. And you saw a mark on the wall behind the lady sitting in the chair. And you had to say to her, why am I seeing this mark? And the story was that her dog, who had recently passed, used to put his paws and mark the walls.
Yes, you're
amazing.
Absolutely right.
Yeah,
absolutely right. Yeah.
Not a tarot meaning, but means the word of your client when you say it. Absolutely, you know, and it's fantastic. And I have been nosy on the both of your Facebooks, just because you know I'm a wee bit of a creep like that. And I know that Julia, you have opened your enrollment for your next 12-week course. You're taking names.
I am taking names for September, so we're going to get silly season of holidays out the way. Let's try and get back to a little bit of normality with everything that's gone on this year.
Yep.
And yeah, the books are open, so if anybody wants to learn online, face to face, just get in touch.
Yeah, cool. And I know you teach, like you said, you teach in person and you also teach on Zoom. So there is the possibility of, doesn't matter where you are in the world, and you know, we can sort you out, not a problem. And are you've started taking a list of people, Rhiannon, for?
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment.
I have a lot going on. I just have, can I swear, a batshit crazy time here right now.
Well, that's very true. That's very true. So we have myself and Julia. I teach on Zoom. So it doesn't matter where you are. Both myself and Julia can 100% you out for the 12-week intensive training. We have made some changes to the training as well, to the information that we give you. So, you know, you are more than welcome to join us if you are a past student that is trained with the colour jack and you want a refresher over a few week period. We're still sorting out the kinks in the hose of that wee one. But you can join us for a refresher for the full 12 weeks if you're completely new at it. And I think that we should maybe put the two of you on the spot and get you to do a reading for a few people that have submitted some questions for me.
Can we say that, just to make a note, that anybody that does the course with either of you has a certificate at the end of it, at the end of the 12 weeks.
Yeah.
And from the moment that you have completed that course with these two fine people, you are able to go out and do readings. You can set up your business, you can do them for your friends or, you know, family. But, you know, it's an investment into your own way of working. And also the certificate that I will sign and pass on to each and every student is actually recognised by insurance companies, which is just wonderful.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So, you know, it's a brilliant way for people to start up their own spiritual business.
100%, it really is. I forgot to mention that. That's the point that I drill into people as well on Facebook.
Just as well, Mama F here, isn't it?
This is it. So I'm going to put you on the spot then, Mrs. F, and get a question from the lovely Martine.
Hello, Martine.
So Martine wants to know, could you give her a little bit of guidance on her new photography business?
Ooh. Hang on. Let me just have a little shuffle of the cards here. Right.
Every day I'm shuffling.
So, exactly what we were saying about how we work the cards together. The first card is the Ten of Wands. Wands in the tarot is work, but the Ten of Wands is it's just the maximum stress. So, my darling Martine, this tells me you're going round and round in circles at the moment, not quite knowing which way to take it. So here is our man chucking all of the paperwork and his notes up in the air going, sod that for a game of soldiers. But next to it is the Empress. Now, in a business reading, the Empress means material benefits. So it is going to be a profitable thing. So I want you to think bigger about it. That's my feeling, is like, let's look at this from a business point of view, not just a hobby, or if we can fit it in alongside everything else. If we're going to do this, Martine, we're going to bloody do it. And the Empress is about an idea, like a seed or like a little baby that we've then got to nurture and, you know, raise to the best of our ability into young adulthood. So the Empress is assuring us, you can do this. Of course you can. It's going to be amazing. And the Four of Wands is next to it. Now, the Four of Wands means, literally, as we can see in the picture, he's got his feet up. Will you take a rest? Okay, nice and easy, easy and nice. But I also do want to say, we also learn on the course about timing with the tarot, which is a wonderful thing. I am actually drawn to the fact that it is the Four of Wands, so that is approximately 4 weeks time. And now I'm drawn to the computer screen, so that means there is going to be some kind of information coming to you online about how you will be able to move forward in the right way. Okay, so take it easy,
Stop trying to, you know, deal with it all in one. But the most important thing here is the Empress. This has actually got potential to be an incredibly good business for you. All right.
Awesome.
So I hope that helps, Martine.
Perfect, perfect. She'll be busting me to get this video up earlier, you know. So Julia Blake, yours is for the lovely Paul. And he's going, oh my God, I can't think of a question, but will she please give me a little bit of guidance?
Okay, Paul, let's give these cards a shuffle and see what's coming out for you. Okay, so your first card out is our Page of Wands. So this is Steffi climbing up the tree. Yeah. This is all about new beginnings. So is there anything in your life where you think, actually, I want to change something? I want to change direction. I always get the keyword, the only way is up with this card.
Love it.
And no, it's not about Towie. It's about just moving on up. You know, if you've got things that you want to do, you've got to take action. You've got to be grounded because we've got the tree here. So the element of earth and Mother Nature, but you've got to keep your focus going upwards. So it is also about the new ideas as well. Your second card is our Knight of Swords. So sometimes this card looks completely different to me. Today, I'm kind of seeing there's two little marks where there's a label attached to the tree. And I want to say this is about staying on track. Change is coming and it could be unexpected, but you've kind of got to go with the flow with this one. You know, don't overthink it. Swords is that air energy. So please don't allow that monkey mind. Go with the wands, go with the fire energy, because, oh my God, I don't know what's going on specifically, but we've got the full, we've got new beginnings, and you know, spirit are absolutely showing me the rainbow in the sky for this one. So this is about feeling positive, feeling the gratitude for all that you've currently got in life, because if you're grateful for that, you are going to be able to then move forwards and change things the way that you want it to be for the future. So I hope that does give you a bit of guidance, Paul.
Awesome, awesome. That's so cool. So just one last one for the both of you. Do you want to pick a card each for me?
Do you want a Brian or a tarot, Sean?
Yes.
I got both.
Yes.
Which one?
Yep. I'll have one of each. Yep.
One of each. Oh, love life, is it, Sean?
Oh. You two play nice. Oh.
I'm just looking at his ass.
Oh.
Look.
Julia's got the 10 of cups. So go on, Rhiannon.
Just so funny.
I'm looking at the King of Wands ass there. I'm sorry, that's my gorgeous husband. I'm thinking whoop whoop. But actually what I'm looking at is look at the angel wings kind of on his back from the lights.
I love that.
On the wall. You're completely protected. You're terrified that history is going to repeat itself in the love department. It's not, darling. You're safe. You're going to be so happy. I feel really quite emotional. Just the same as Julia. I'm on love life here, darling. Sorry to embarrass you on camera, but you're going to be one happy person. Don't you worry about it.
So with my one, Sean, they're showing me the eyes that are in the tree. And I literally just want to talk about the wisdom that comes from owls, but also balance, which is so key in the King of Wands with the black and the white, but it's so obvious here as well. So you kind of know what you need to do to move forwards. Your Brian card, believe it or not, was also number 10. And he's saying that you need a little bit more research. So think about what you truly want.
Okay.
Before you go rushing forwards. Snap.
Okay, guys. Well, I would very much like to thank Team Faulkner for coming on and being the first guest on Psychic in the Citys Metaphysical Hour. I'm sure I will have you on multiple times when this series is running anyway, you know.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you, Sean.
Who better than to start it off with than people who have been working so closely with for years, you know? And that's just the way that it is. We may as well share something that we are all so passionate about. So I will boot the two of yous off, and then I will wrap up the video correctly myself. So that is my two crazy Team Faulkner buddies off, and I would like to thank you all so much for joining in, tuning in to the first ever Psychic in the Cities Metaphysical Hour. If you enjoyed today's video, please feel free to hit that wee like and that subscribe button, and also to check out my Patreon, which is where each week I will be doing a segment called Can I Ask You a Question, where I will be doing your readings with the tarot, answering your questions for those that have checked out and joined my Patreon. So you will be the first that I will be going to. So that means for just a few pound a month, you'll be getting on average 2 readings with my bi-monthly series. There we go, the series, that's it. So guys, remember, check it out. Check out everybody else's information in the description below. And I will see you all very soon. Have a good day. Bye.